Can everybody hear me okay?
Yep, we can hear you, Adam.
Cool. Okay. I'm actually going to go ahead and get started here since it's 12 o'clock and we want to make sure that we stay on track. So thanks everybody so much for attending this first GraphQL Texas event. And the first talk is going to be headless CMS, real-time video, and code generators. And it's going to last till about 2:30 Central Time. And I'm going to take you through just a brief rundown of what GraphQL is, who our speakers are, who's sponsoring the event as well. And in between speakers, we'll have a short Q&A session with the speaker that just finished up, and then we'll move on to the next speaker from there. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to raise your hand or use the chat feature to let us know. So my name is Adam Klink. I am the Chief Revenue Officer at BoltSource, who is the sponsor of GraphQL Texas. And then we also have Andrew Ryan on here, who is the CEO of BoltSource. And we really started GraphQL Texas because we're heavy advocates of using GraphQL, and there wasn't much of a presence here in Austin from just a connection standpoint with the community, connecting with local experts in this space. So we created this a couple of months ago. This is our first event, and we are going to continue to do these on a monthly basis. They will typically take place towards the end of the month. So the next one will probably be around September 24th or so. And then we'll have one after that each consecutive month. We will also have a larger event. You know, hopefully COVID is dwindling down, but you know, none of us know. So hopefully we will be able to host a live event, an in-person event, sometime over the next 12 months. And that first event will more than likely take place in Austin. So be on the lookout for more information on that. And then we also host a group called React Texas. So focusing heavily on React Native and React, that we also host and administer. So to give you a little background on BoltSource, we are a firm that helps companies build amazing digital experiences. We do technical advising, so we will help a lot of startups or larger companies come in, help adopt new technology, or their founders may need help just scaling the technical org. So we'll come in and help companies to do things like that. The other thing is staff augmentation. So we can come in, help your team really focus on adopting new technologies, come in and help scale your internal projects or products, and then also product development. So the full scale, come in, help design, develop, deploy, and iterate on the product vision. And we really focus on 4 core technologies: React, React Native, Node.js, and then GraphQL. And then to meet your speakers, so we've got, first off, Carlos Rufo. He is a software engineer at GraphCMS. We've got Nader Dabbit, and he is the senior developer advocate for AWS. And then Gabo Esquivel, he is the software engineer at BoltSource. And then just to break down the schedule, so Carlos is going to start off here at about 12:15, and he's going to talk about GraphQL native headless CMS, and then a Q&A time at 12:45, and then followed up by Nader Dabbit, who will be rapidly prototyping, and then QA time for him, and then finishing off with Gabo, who will be focusing on GraphQL and TypeScript code generation, and then also a Q&A time as well. and that will finish up the event for today. And I know we're a little bit early. We're about 10 minutes early. So we're going to start off with Carlos here. And he is going to be doing actually a live coding session. He's going to explore GraphCMS and the GraphQL API to build sites that everybody kind of envisioned. And then together with React, TypeScript, and Next.js, he's going to create a new evolution of GraphQL Texas site. So our event site and, focusing on the incredible DX these technologies may provide. So I am going to hand off control to Carlos, and he can go ahead and get started.
Thanks so much, Adam. I hope that you can hear me well. Hi, everybody. I'm super excited to be here today. As you can see, I've just moved virtually to Austin, Texas for my very first time, and I think this meetup is gonna be awesome. There are a lot of stuff planned, and I'm super looking forward to start this session. So for today, first, let me share my screen because I have a huge screen and I'm gonna try to share just a portion of it. So I guess now you should be able to see it. Now I have to just double check that I have access to it because sometimes I don't have it. So let me check. Can you guys see my screen? Just let me know when you can, so I can know that. Any panelists that can help me out with that?
Yeah, we got you. We can see.
That's perfect. Yeah, so for today, I got some time, so that's awesome. And we are gonna be doing a lot of stuff. So first, I want to quick intro myself. I don't have the slides. I strongly believe the best code is no code. So the best slides are not the slides at all. So I'm gonna quick intro myself. So I'm Carlos Rufo. I'm a software engineer at GraphCMS. If you have any question, please just go to Twitter, SW Carlos RJ on Twitter and GitHub everywhere. And for today, we are gonna start giving away some cool stickers. I guess we cannot meet in person, but yeah, we can ship you some sticker for free. So just let me try to figure out where is the chat, so I can send you guys these stickers. Let me just, this is not what I wanted to do here. This should be here. There are so many screens that I have open, but I can guess that this will be the chat. I guess, let me check. If not, someone in the room can just go on share this because I cannot open the chat QA, participant, more chat here, maybe. Okay, got it. I think I found it. So let me just send it to you guys. So here's some free stickers. You can just open, fill the form, and we will ship to your place so you don't have even to move. So the second thing that we are gonna do is gonna be a quick live coding, and we are gonna build a blog post with GraphCMS and Vercel. We have a quick game, which is gonna be you gotta guess how many seconds it's gonna take to build this. So I'm gonna open the timer first, and we are gonna put here, and you gotta just put in the chat between 0 and 600, kind of how many seconds it's gonna take to build a kind of full blog from from scratch, using GraphCMS as a backend and using Next.js and React as a frontend and deploying to Vercel. So I guess that I'm not sure if the people they know. Yeah, I can see people right in the chat. So please, I'm gonna just put it here. Please put share your bet between 0 to 600 seconds. Okay, we have TC Casey that it says 180. 180 is 3 minutes, right? Yeah, that's such a short time. But yeah, we will see. I'm gonna give just some time. Alejandro says 300, Giancarlo 300, 240 Patrick, and Leila 300. So whoever is close to these numbers is gonna get the free book from Nader's David. So Nader has released his latest book, which is Nader's David book. I think it's like full stack serverless. Yeah, here it is. So I'm gonna give away this book, which is awesome. And it has a really nice content about React, AWS, and GraphQL. So whoever is like closer to the number, it is gonna get it. So I'm gonna give like just a 30-second more for the people to kind of just answer. I'm having some issues like with the serious screen, which is not good, but yeah, let me try to, okay. 350, all between like 400, 300, 450, 240, 500. Okay, that's good. That's awesome. Okay, I'm gonna give like some more time, I guess, because there are gonna be people joining. So if you just join, please put the number between 0 and 600, and we are gonna hit start, and then we are gonna try to build this. So let me prepare, damn it, again. This is going to be difficult. Okay, let me try again. If I have the control of the browser, not yet. Again, not yet. I would like to understand how this works though. Why sometimes I can't, why sometimes I cannot. Okay, I'm gonna give couple more seconds for the last people to serve their bets, and then I'm gonna hit, and I'm gonna hit play, and we are gonna go to see. Okay, I think I'm good, so I'm not gonna miss. Okay, I think we're good. So okay, I'm gonna start I just gonna open this. Okay, that's good. So okay, I think I'm ready. I'm not sure if I'm ready. I'm feeling the pressure right now, but yeah, let's do this. I think like you are like close to the test that I've done, so let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go. So first, I'm gonna go to the app, GraphCMS, and I'm gonna create a new project. So we are gonna use the blog starter. I'm gonna use a name that is gonna be a GraphQL Texas plot. I'm gonna choose Europe because I'm here in Spain right now. And we're gonna create a project. And then we gotta choose the tire. Please try out this 0. It's just 0, it's free. You don't have any credit card required, so you can try out GraphCMS for free. So we are gonna use that, and we are gonna create and clone the project. Then we gotta go to Vercel Nest.js. We are gonna use a template, which is gonna be under the examples. I love Nest.js, by the way. And then we are gonna find a GraphCMS, which is here. Then I'm gonna hit deploy, and we are going to select the grid repository from the example, which is this one. Then we are gonna use our account. Then we are gonna just call it GraphQL Texas blog, I guess. We're gonna continue. Then we are gonna put a project name, which is gonna be GraphQL Texas blog. And then we need to put these variables here. So let's check how much time. 1 minute, it's already 120. Our project is already created. We are gonna go to settings. We're gonna go to API access. We copy the endpoint. Then we go back. Then we copy the def out token. This is the prod. Let me check again. This is the def. So I'm gonna copy the def here. And then this is gonna be the prod. And we should be good to go to wait for Vercel to deploy. I need a secret. I can just put any secret. And we are gonna just deploy. I know that, I don't know like how much time it's gonna take, but a Vercel is gonna be super fast. I'm not sure if I'm sharing my screen though, because it said that it's paused. I'm gonna try to share it again. I can see another now, but I'm gonna just go and share my screen again, portion of the screen. Now, so we should be good. So we are building here, so we can see our timer, 2 minutes to 23 seconds. So that's kind of like 200 something. We are building, so we are getting close to the end. We are getting like pretty close. The Vercel is pretty fast. So generating is done. I think like the build is done. We can see here the different like chunks and paused, and it's gonna be done. So I'm gonna just stop it here. So 2 minutes, 48 seconds. First, let's check, congratulations, we got the blog post. Let's first check if that is working as expected. So we're gonna have a graph text block versa.app, and here we have our pause. So that looks, that is working, which is great. So let's check the timer again. So it's like 2.48. So 2 times 6, like 180. 180 plus 20 plus 28, 228, if I'm not wrong. Again, I cannot see the chat, and this is super annoying. So 228, but there are like a lot of numbers. I can see 280. I can see, okay, so I think like the panelists, you can help me out to see, to know who was the person that got closer to the time. So 248, it should be
like 240,
that, right?
Patrick Sturger, yeah. Looks like he's
240, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Jeff Ling, but there are like two 240s. I can see Patrick Sturger, Jeff Lingard. I can see.
We want to go 5-0, first in, first win.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. So it should be. Let me check. Patrick Steger, right? The first one that replied. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, we will check it out later. But yeah, please, after my talk, we can chat, and I will hit you up, or you can hit me on Twitter, and I will give you the big. But yeah, so the good thing is like in let's say like in 3 minutes, you might have a blog post with all your backend side, and that you from now we can introspect a bit this. So for example, this is our blog post. And we are going to have like different like models. You have the author, the page, the post. Let me open for it bigger. I think it's better. So we're going to have authors and page and post. So let's say that we are going to have a different author. So here my colleagues from GraphCMS, Rona, Jesse, Jonathan, and Jamie. And let's say that I want to add a new post, and I have to say hello, GraphQL Texas, maybe, right? So I can just go a new author. It's going to be Carlos Rufo. I can just select a picture that I'm gonna upload from my computer. So I can just go to Carlos and pictures, and I should have here one. This is too big, maybe 110 is good. So we're gonna upload a new photo. So I can just select it, the title, I'm a software engineer, and then also I want to create a new post. So that's a really good thing about GraphCMS, that you can create a new post within your kind of like your edit view already, because you're gonna have like this relationship that we're gonna see later how we can do this. And I want to create a new post that is gonna be a hello GraphQL Texas, and then we can just like copy Slack. It's gonna be this lowercase whatever, and then we can put the day that is gonna be today. And here we might have a content that is going to be content, and an author. As I'm already like saving this, and I'm going to publish and save this, there is that relationship is going to be here. So even in my edit view, I'm gonna have access to my posts, so I can see them. So I'm going to save and publish this, which is going to be great. And then we can go back to Vercel. I'm going to open the dashboard for this. I'm going to go to the deployments, and I'm going to redeploy these to see the new pause. So it's going to be spec development, and I think here there is a redeploy. Some stuff that my team is working on is anytime that you are publishing any content in your kind of like in your main site in GraphCMS, you're going to trigger a event to kind of like make this auto deployment in whether it's going to be like Vercel or it's going to be Gatsby Cloud, which is awesome because you don't have to, like care about that stuff. And yet here, like there are like really cool stuff because, for example, like let's say that I want to later, we're gonna see how we're gonna make the evolution for the GraphQL Texas side. But let's say that I want to get this data, so I can just say like Praveen in the playground, and I already have here all the query with all the edges, all the node, where I can get all my data. So I can just like copy this query and just go to my editor and just like take it from there. So that's great. I can see here in the chat that people they are like asking about the different seconds, but yeah, we will like adjust it. I have like the record of the chat, and we will see who was the winner. Yeah, so I guess that it should be the build fail. I don't know why. Let me check. Okay, I think because I forgot to add the image, and I really want to add the image because I have an image for it though. So this one, it has to have an image, and I'm gonna upload. And also another cool feature is like if I go to meetup GraphQL Texas, I can just get the image from here. That is gonna be, I guess I can get this one, not from here, but there is a photo which is here. So I can get this copy link address, and I can go to the GraphCMS. I can go to the link URL. I can just pass the URL, and I'm gonna download the photo, and I'm gonna upload to my database. So I want to get this. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it and publish. I'm gonna also publish the asset in this case, and we are going to redeploy again. I gotta say also, I love Vercel. They're like super fast. I guess in 30 seconds, we're gonna have redeploy our site, which is great. And yeah, so that's gonna be for this kind of live coding demo. We have time. And after that, what we are gonna do is, in the GraphQL Texas side, we have 3 sections. We have the info, the speakers, and the schedule. I'm gonna add a new tab that is gonna be called for paper, and we're gonna add a new section here that is gonna be for submit any code that you might want to. That's gonna be really good, because we're gonna see how we can fetch data from GraphCMS, also how we're gonna do the mutations, and how fast is kind of like making this evolution with TypeScript and Vercel. So yeah, this will be live. So here we have our blog post, and in 30 seconds, we already have like our blog, which is Hello GraphQL Texas of the day of today, with my name as an author, and the content here we will put whatever. So if you really want to host your own content, just please feel free to go to GraphCMS app, GraphCMS.com, and just like register for free, get the template, and just in I think it was 2.48 minutes, under 300 seconds, or around like 300 seconds, like you should be good to go. Awesome. So yeah, we can go next. And then what we're gonna do is like now, I gotta say thanks a lot to the GraphQL Texas organization team, because they provided me a clone of GraphQL Texas. So we can check this a bit out first, and then we can just see where the information is coming from, also the code base a bit. And then yeah, we can go. And I can see the chat, and I think that TC cases, or if I mispronounce your name, you might be right about the seconds. That's great. Yeah, so we can see here in the site we have a event. So here we have our event, our first event. We have some info, description, and even it might have speakers, and also it should have a schedule that is going to be contained of talks. Yeah, and that should be it, right? So we're going to see how this is being modeled. So we can go into our content. We're going to have an event. This will be only one, which is here. And we have a meetup ID, and it's complete true or false, a date, a title, and a slug, and a description, and other stuff here, right? Which is all the talks. And here I just add all these forms is some data that I added to go like a bit faster on the live coding. And then we're going to focus on the yeah, I will, Patrick, Jeff, I will ship something to you guys for the confusion, of course. Yeah, so we have like the company. So here we can see the BoltSource, GraphCMS, and AWS. We might see the speaker, that it should be Carlos, Nader, and Gabo. And also we're going to have the talks that are going to be, I guess, the GraphQL native headless CMS, this one, then Nest, Nader, Rapid prototyping, and then to finish off the GraphQL and TypeScript code jam, which is going to be awesome. Great. So now we got the site, and we got the backend. So we have seen the data, and now we're going to go to the front end, and we're going to see how this is being displayed and how we can make the evolution. So I'm going to open the GraphQL Texas side. It's in GitHub, so it's open source, which is awesome. So I made a fork, and from here we are going to start and just hit yarn dev, I guess. We can just open it up. We can start to see that we are getting data. So maybe not now, because I have to copy the API access. So I might have to get the endpoint. Let me check what we get here. If we get the data, it's because I already have it. So in the env local, okay, I have already the tokens. I don't care to display the tokens because it's a clone project and I'm gonna just remove these tokens after the talk. So we need a GraphCMS endpoint that is mine. And also later we're gonna use the mutation token, which is already here, which is awesome. That's why this is working. So you can see that we are localhost, but we have the same info because I'm using the clone project. Awesome. And let me put this a bit bigger. Great. Timing is good. Yes, we should be good. Okay, so now what we are gonna do first is like check the codebase. So we have in Nest, as you might see, as you might know, we have this way of kind of indicate the different pages that we are gonna build. In this case, we have just one event, so we are gonna get just this. And we are gonna get the event 4 page with the Slack for this SDK that the team has created. So I didn't do anything here. You can see the history. So Kevin, it looks like that has coded everything, which is awesome. Here we're gonna get all the stuff with we can see here with GraphQL client from GraphQL request, right? Providing the GraphQL endpoint. Great, so we can see here, this is the main component. So where we have the layout, the CEO, and then header, info, speaker, schedule, and share. So that's kind of like pretty similar to what we got here, right? The header, the info, the speaker, the schedule, and the share, right? So let's just check that this is working as expected. So we can just change the share component, which should be here. And it doesn't, okay, this is event share. So event share, let's just put some stuff here. And then we can see here, this is working, so that's great. So the first thing that I gotta do is like config the prettier, because you can see here what is happening when I auto setting. So I'm just gonna create a new, let me check, what is my screen sharing? I'm not sure if I'm screen sharing everything right now or just a, can you guys see my Visual Code Studio right now? Just
yeah, we
can checking that. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, that's great. Awesome. So I'm gonna keep continue. So first, what I'm gonna do is like create a. I'm gonna just create a prettier file. So dot prettier rc, and just get this. So we are set up. So we should be here good right now. Let me check if I created where I should. That it should be not there. It should be just here. Awesome. So now we should be good. So if I go to my event share, now we should be good to go. Awesome. I'm gonna just remove this. So we should be ready to code. Okay, so up next, what we are gonna do is create the new section. So if we go here, we have a component for every section. So let's check that I'm gonna just copy event info and I'm gonna just put it at the end, and I'm gonna call it, I don't know, CFP maybe. And this is gonna need a form, and then we are gonna pass that, okay? And then we are gonna copy that component. So let's go to event info, maybe, it was this one, right? Yep, so I'm just gonna copy, paste it, that we can do quickly, CFP, and then we can just change the name here a bit quick. CFP. Okay, so that'll be good. We are gonna have instead of a description, we should get here a form. Yeah, form. And now we're gonna see with this form where it's come from. I'm gonna just quick remove some stuff here. I don't need this. I'm gonna leave the grid in case that I need it. Not sure though, but yeah, just in case. And I can remove this. And I think that I need here a couple divs. And we should be good to go. And I think this is, yeah, this is gone. Okay, and here I can get, there is a schedule. I know that there is a header that it has an HU here. So I can just go and put it here, and this is gonna be CFP. Okay, so that should work. So we can go back. Okay, this is not defined. That makes sense because, okay, this is good. We can also remove the markdown, and now we gotta import it. So here we have it, but we didn't import it yet. So we should be here, and this should be an error because we don't have yet, we didn't auto-generate them yet, but we will do. Great, so if we go back, we should be good to go. And we have our new section that is going to be CFP and is empty yet, which makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna create a new one. This is gonna be CFP, and then we are gonna have here they can. I think that is like a MacBook something that it was pretty interesting. MacBook Pro icon. So MacBook Pro. Let's see if that works. Icon MacBook Pro. Let me check. Develop and define icons variant. Maybe it's because of not that name MacBook Pro. I can just like copy the name maybe. MacBook Pro icon, MacBook. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Let me just check if we have auto completion here in TypeScript. Now I can just, okay, that's awesome. That's the good thing of TypeScript. So it was, yeah, like this K. That was the problem. Okay, so we have our CFP that we're gonna put an ID that is gonna be, I think this one. And here we just have to change this for this. So now if we have it, okay, we get. So that's awesome. So now what we're gonna do is like, if you might think, maybe what we could do here is just start like with a, I don't know, we want 5 inputs. Let me just go here. And we could just create, I don't know, input and like name, and they're gonna have like different names, whatever, and then we can do that, right? But what we're gonna try to do is like, we are gonna try to define our form in our backend side. And we're gonna be able also to order it. We're gonna be able to like represent the information from our backend side and match and make some components in the front end and match that information so we can decide what it goes to there, because also later we are gonna see how we can also send that information and everything is gonna be related. Great, so I'm gonna go back to the CMS and here, and I'm gonna explain a bit what we have done here. So we can see that an event in our model, so this is GraphCMS, we have the schema view, and this is the content view. These are the assets, and this is the API playground. For if you know, it's here we have like all the images, and here we have all the content, for example, all the companies. So this is kind of like our database view, and here our like model, how we model the different classes with the different like fields and all that kind of stuff, types with fields. So we can see that an event, it has a form. So it kind of makes sense that there's each event, it should have a CFP. So the people that are gonna submit several talks for a meetup. And after that, you're gonna have like several submissions. With those submissions, you are gonna select which speakers they are gonna go through different meetups, right? So what we have declared is a form. So I think that's gonna be really good to see in the content view, because we can see kind of like all the models and all the data. So an event, which is our event here, is gonna have a form. So if we click in the edit button, so we are gonna see what this form contains. So it's gonna contain some fields, and of course, like it has to contain an event, because there has to be a like mutual like correlation between the event with the form and the event. And also it's gonna be associated to a page. So in the fields, we have like different types. As you can see here, we have a for checkbox, a for input, and for this area. Maybe we can represent this in HTML as input, this area, and checkbox, or I don't know, any, I mean, there are inputs, right? Input checkbox, input and input this area. But yeah, we can have like other libraries that they are gonna provide us those elements. And then we are gonna define here what we have. So for example, like for a CFP, what we might have is the name of the speaker, the role, the email, the tag title, the tag abstract, and a checkbox that is gonna have the terms and privacy policy, right? To submit those PID data. So let's say even like I want to have kind of the email, the name, the email, the role, the title, the abstract, and the checkbox. Those are gonna have like their types. I'm gonna just hit and save and publish this. And with that, the first thing that we're gonna do is like get this form data, because actually this is a new data from the CMS that I added to this project. So we're gonna see how we can get this. So we could do kind of like this easily with like just hit preview playground. So we're gonna see here kind of like all the fields. So for this event, we have the name. So we can see here the fields. So we have a name, we have a email, and we have the role, etc. So I can just like get the fields for this form. Even I can go, yeah, okay. I think I can just like get this, though I might refactor it later. Okay, I can get this. So then I'm gonna go to my GraphQL query because I need this form there, right? At the moment, I don't have anything here. It is empty. So I can go to our GraphQL schema GraphQL, and we can see here that an event is gonna have all this data plus a schedule. So we can just add a form, and a form is gonna have some fields, right? And those fields, we can remove this for now. And I guess also, I'm not gonna need this, so I can just like, let's remove it. And we're gonna have like something like this. I'm gonna just like copy what I have in my example, because that is gonna be easier for make this faster a bit. So I'm gonna just get this from my other screen that maybe you cannot see it, but I can see it. So I can get this, and we are gonna add just this. That is gonna be like super similar. So we're gonna be getting the ID for fields. We're gonna get the type net that we needed, and then we're gonna get some here with some aliases. Great. So a really cool thing that I love from GraphQL is like, for example, I might be right or I might be wrong with the query, right? But what I'm gonna do is just like execute yarn generate. So this side is using GraphQL codegen, as you can see here. So we're gonna load the schema, and we're gonna auto-generate the new types. So we can just see them. And I guess Gabo is gonna be talking about it, but we are gonna auto-generate like the new stuff. I know like, there are like too many changes, I guess, because of the way of like generating all the version, maybe because I'm using another like global version. But what I can already see is that that form is already assessed. And even we can do a form dot, and I have already all the data, which is awesome. So I can just go and first we're gonna just ensure that this contains some data. But that's pretty good because already I know the data that I'm gonna come from just like putting the new data in the query and just auto-generating the types. So I can just say, okay, console log from this, and also from the, I don't know, whatever it has, the steps, the ID, whatever, I don't know. And we can just go back and check in our site, localhost. This is the production site. This is the localhost. So we can check that this is, at the moment, is undefined. So we're gonna see why. Let's check again, let's refresh. Here we got the data already, right? So we can see the ID of the form, and we can see the fields, which is great. So we have already the data. So we have our fields. So now we're gonna represent the different input fields that we have declared. So we're gonna represent 1, 2, 3, 4 inputs, 1 text area, and 1 checkbox, and also the submit button. So I'm just gonna go, and the next step is gonna create the components. So basically I'm gonna just copy and paste the component from the example that I've done. I will, at the end of my talk, I will send this to the chat, the PR, and also I'm gonna create a pull request to the production side of the GraphQL Texas website if they want to kind of like, it's not like finished, but they can also reuse it and like incorporate to their side. So what I'm gonna do is create like the different components that I have declared. So I'm gonna go and create a new. So we're gonna have components UI icon. So maybe here is gonna be a new folder that is gonna be forms, and this form there's gonna have inputs, maybe forms, whatever. I will see later, and I'm gonna call it form input.tsx. And I'm just gonna create this. We can see here that first we're gonna be using React Hook form. Later I'm gonna say why, so I'm gonna add it. And we are gonna see here how we are gonna represent, because the other inputs, they are gonna be the same. So we're gonna have a component that is gonna match the data that is coming from the database. So let's say that we have here, we have declared an input label, a name, a placeholder, required type. So this is like enough information that a input needs in order to render and also to put the content right. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna just have the label that is gonna be the name that is coming from that database, and also we're gonna have an input. This is like playing HTML with Tailwind, I guess. Then we're gonna put the name and the type and some styling, and that's it. So there is no like black magic here. Let me just do the other components. So we have a for input, we have a form text area.tsx. And if it could go wrong in a live coding, but yeah, let's hope for the best. And also we need a checkbox. And then form checkbox.tsx. Checkbox, okay, that looks good. Great, so we have these, and also I guess that we need the index where we are gonna be able to import them. So forms in the TSX, so I think we are doing pretty good. And we are getting close. I don't know how we're going time. Yeah, I think we good. Yeah, 30-minute plug. I'm gonna get like some time of QA, but yeah. So we get the stuff here, so that's great. We got that, so that's good. So now we're gonna be able to represent this, and now we're gonna see how we can do that. And we're like super close to finish it off, by the way. So now we have to create kind of like all our, we are gonna represent our data. So I'm gonna just like grab this stuff from here. So I'm gonna just like change this, and we're gonna see the stuff that we've got. So we need also some states. So we are gonna use some react states here because we gotta control like if we have some errors or we don't. So let me just get this done, and then we will explain how we are gonna do it here. We are gonna get a form provider for React hooks, and then we are gonna get the onSubmit that is should come from also from methods, I guess. Let me check where it does onSubmit. It should be handle submit method dots handle submit. Okay, this is because okay, great. Now we're gonna see that. So fields, the fields that should become okay. I'm gonna just like copy the entire file, so that's gonna be easier because I might be missing some other parts. So I'm gonna copy this, I'm gonna paste this, and this should be working. Okay, so now we can see here. So we have our component, we have our success and error. We are gonna do some null checks here. In the form, we have the ID and the fields. So we remember if we see here, we have the fields and the ID, right? So the fields are gonna be the inputs that we have declared, more in GraphCMS. Then we are gonna say this success, so form submitting will be in touch. If not, we are gonna create a form that is gonna have some fields. We are gonna get these fields are all the components. So this is kind of like a super, like really good way to import components. So basically like we are going to this, and basically we are saying as this is an object, we are saying, hey, like get this import and just get me the type name because it's gonna match the declaration of the input that I have declared in my forms folder. So in that way, we're gonna get the field, which is gonna be the component, and then we're gonna render that with the field information that we are getting in our from our database. So that's the way that we are gonna render the different components that we have declared. So for example, if I want to have a select, I can create a form select here, with it has to match the type name that I have put in my backend, and then we can like make the representation, and then we are gonna just like display the option. There is a blog from my colleague Jamie Barton explaining all this stuff, so I was just following his steps, and it works like a charm. So I will send also the link, and you can check it out. So we're gonna have all the fields here, like here we're gonna get all the fields, and then a button that is gonna have onSubmit. That onSubmit is gonna be this function that we are gonna check quickly. We can see here if it's okay, success set true. If not, set error. We are gonna just call a post to this API. This is a pretty awesome also what is happening here. We're gonna send just that, and all the values that are coming from my the values are coming from the submit button that is gonna come from the form. So any field, any input that is gonna be registered with React form, we are gonna get that. So if you see here, we can get, I can make it even bigger if you want it. We can see that we are registering like every single input that we are declaring. So in that way, we are gonna be able to get the values when we are like sending, when we are just doing the onSubmit. So here by default, we are gonna get those values. for all the inputs that we are registering, and then we are gonna just send this to the body. So how this works is here, Nest, I guess, I'm not like an expert in Nest.js, I gotta say, but what is happening here is like we're gonna go to the API folder and we're gonna try to find for a submit function, and we are gonna just like execute that a function, right? So what we have to do here is go to the API folder that it should be somewhere, let me check, components, leave API, let me check where it was, API. Yeah, I think it's here, it's in the pages API here. So here, if we do submit.ts, I guess, I can just double check in my, yeah, here. Okay, that's good, that's good. And then we, like having this file, whatever, like if we do async function, whatever, I don't know. I think we got exported, but I just gonna go and copy it. We can just like execute this function, and then we are gonna just, anytime that we're calling to that API, we're gonna just like call this this function. That is gonna be kind of like pretty straightforward, I guess. So we got exported, of course. It's gonna be an asynchronous function because we are using async and await here. And then we are gonna get the body with the ID and the data. And then we are gonna just, we need the mutation token. So this is important. You don't want to expose in your project, in your GraphCMS project. Here you have the capabilities in the API access to give permission, for example, in queries, if you want to fetch content for draft or for publish, also mutation, but you don't want to allow to the people, to everybody, you have to do some mutation. So you're gonna create a token that I have it here, and you can just like copy the token, and anybody that has the token is gonna be able to access to those mutation. So we are gonna be calling to the create mutation. So if we go to our content, we go to the submission. In this case, we don't have any. So we are gonna create a submission that is gonna have the form data. So that's gonna be a JSON. And also we gotta pass the ID for the form that we are executing. So that data also is connected. So we got this, we got that. Let's check if everything is represented as we would like to. So I'm gonna just reload. Let's check what we got here. Yeah, so we got the CFP, we got the name, we got the email, we got the role, we got the top title, we got the top abstract, and we got also the checkbox. Let's say that we want to change, I don't know, these to other stuff. Even like we can change the order. So we can go to the GraphCMS, we can go to the form. We can change, for example, I want the role that is gonna be after this, and here I want to change, I don't know, I'm gonna just like, I agree terms and private policy, whatever. So I'm gonna hit instead of publish here. I'm gonna hit, so this will begin. I'm gonna save and publish also the order. And the cool thing is now when I refresh here, we're gonna see how this should be changed. So we should have the role after that abstract, and also we have changed this one. So we can decide, let's say that we want another field. So let's check, I think I have already one here. So I want to create a new text area that is gonna be a say what you want. And I can just put the same label. Then here, whatever, say what you want, happy face, and it is not gonna be required. So like saving this, what we're gonna do is like add a new form, in this case, this area after the checkbox. So we can put it before the checkbox. Whenever we hit save and publish, we are gonna have that here available, which is awesome because you can decide what it goes. Here it is. So now let's say that I want to submit my tool because I'm running out of time. So let's say that I'm gonna do Carlos Rufo. That is gonna be Carlos at GraphCMS.com. I think I have the title, the GraphQL native headless CMS. I can get the description. And then I'm software engineer, and I am super happy with the very first GraphQL Texas meetup. And then I'm gonna create and I'm gonna submit. Let's hope that it works. I think it works. So form submitted, we will be in touch. So then now we can check the content view, and if everything went well in the submission, we should have a submission with the data. And here we have all the data as we have added. And from here, we can, after that, we can do a lot of stuff, because I was thinking on that you can match, if you have the same ID, you can match the same form data to create, instead of like form submission, you can create a talks or even, talks here. But yeah, like there are like a lot of work to do. So to finish off my talk, what I'm gonna do is put these, I guess, these pull requests, because I love to contribute with the open source. So I'm gonna open the pull request that is here. I'm gonna open a new pull request, and I'm just gonna say from the master, in this case it's no master, this will be this one to here. We can see here the div, so anybody can check it out. I'm gonna just submit it to the master. Yeah, I guess there is no development, to the main GraphQL set side, field call for paper, and I'm gonna just create a draft pull request, and I guess I can assign it to someone in the team. I'm not sure if I can or not, but yeah, it's already open, so the people, they can just like look at it. There's like 5 comments. Anybody, I'm gonna just put this on the chat, and I guess that should be everything for me today. This is
awesome.
Here. And I'm not sure if we have like time for QA or not, but yeah, happy
let's
to
go
answer
for it.
any question.
Go for it.
Awesome. So first, I would like to kind of like see like the timing for the book. I feel like TC case is right. Is that correct?
I think so. Yeah, I think we did the math wrong in our head.
So it was 2.48 minutes, right? 2 seconds. It's 148 seconds. That might make sense, right? Yeah. 148 seconds. Wow, that's pretty fast. No, but it was 2.7 or 2.8. I don't remember though. 168. We can check it out later. But yeah, 168. Yeah, I think like this case is right. So in 180 seconds, we were able to create a full blog post, and that was great. Yeah, 180. Yeah, I think it was the first bet, and it was right.
TC, right? Yeah. TC.
Yeah, TC was like the first person that the answer, and it was right. Yeah, so I think he got it. Yeah. I didn't even see 180. Yeah. I think it was like 1.2 minutes, right? 1.2, no, 1.2 something. Yeah.
Yeah, TC was like the first guess. It was at the very top, right under Adam's post about free stickers. So.
Yeah, 163. Yeah, 123. Yeah, he's right. Yeah, 163. Yeah, I think like Patrick, he just answered. So I guess for TC Casey, the book, so I will try to read out, and I will give it to him. So is there any question, Patrick, Andrew? I can see. I cannot see any question yet.
Yeah, I don't see any questions yet. I think there was an ask for the pull request, so I posted it here so people can go take a look. That was crazy, man. You got a ton done in very little time. It's amazing how much you've done with GraphCMS.
Yeah, this is like super fast, and I just like I just submit the pull request, so you can just check it out. There are like a lot of stuff to do. You're gonna do kind of like the backend side work that I can like pair with you and let you know like which model you're gonna add. But there is a nice tutorial where you can see all the info, because I was just following step by step, which is GraphCMS next form. I just gotta put it in the chat, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, and we'll be posting a video of this on Twitter as well. If you guys aren't already following, there's a GraphQL_TX on Twitter. So we'll be posting a link to the video on YouTube after the talk. So if anyone wants to rewatch it or anything, it'll all be there. So awesome. Thanks so much, Carlos. This was great. Any other questions?
Yeah, I feel like we don't have any, but I can see Nader here, so he can also do a quick setup about his audio. And if you have any question, Nader, that'd be awesome to hear it.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Am I live here? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Cool. I think my